you might have like a tabulation. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, so they may be, have a different calculation error. They have a tabulations error facing by the instructors due to the changes in the actual sheets formula. So mainly, many teachers are facing some issues while inserting the final grade. So whenever you feel that the grade has been entered incorrect on Empower, you can simply request using the grade change request. So I'll be letting you, I'll give you the demonstrations how you can change it using the Empower. Moving on to the grading timeline, we have a timeline as well. The grading will always open on the time frame which is being given when the exams are going to start. The grading open on the start of the first day of exams and will remain open on the end of the 10th day, the last exams. So as for an example, we have the spring 23 grading that previously just gone. So the grading was open on the 12th of June and was remain open until that was 12th of July. So we have already informed the faculties via SMS or emails just to inform them that they have to abide the timeline. They have to enter the grades on Empower. Here is a grading legend we have seen. These are the grading legend that is being actually numerous uses by the faculty and it is being recognized by HECs. And as for FCCU, so we have a highest grade that is an A. The point value is for, if you feel the student is like securing 93 or between 95 marks, so you can simply give them an A. So likewise, we have an A minus, and the numerical value is around between 90 to 92. So if the student is on 90.5 or 91.5, so it's entirely on the instructors to give them an A minus or what the physical grade is. So likewise, we have similarly to an D, F, or NS. F or NS grades are given to those students, usually those who have below 59 numerical values. Some of them have submitted the assignments or attended and half of the class session, so you can give them an F, which is a failing grade. NS is something which is did not show up in the classes. Students usually registered the classes, they took the course, and they never appeared in any of the single classroom sessions. So you will simply give them an NS when you have the grading. Then we have W, which is during the time like we are having a fall going on and numerous students are just requesting to withdraw the course. Withdraw will impact on their transcript as a W, and there is no points values on that. There is a 0 included on the, let's say suppose students are taking 5 courses and if they are not able to continue the course, they can simply withdraw it, and that course will just simply be shown as a W, and the calculation of the rest of the 4 courses will appear on the student's transcript. And then we have an AW. AW is administrative withdrawal or a dismissal. It actually given to those students those have breach the academic policies. Suppose they are allowed to take the courses on D grade, F grade, NS, or W. If they repeat the course on better grades, let's suppose they taken the course on the C place by acknowledging while the registrations are open. So if they took the course and then if they earned the grade, let's say they have earned the grade in the first course, which is a C plus, and in the second course they have earned, let's say A minus or A grade. So the A minus or the A grade will be an AW. The first course, the first grade of, let's say there was a C plus, and that will be counted as the student has breached the policy. And then we have an I, incomplete. Incomplete are usually given to those students, those have like going very well in the classes in all the sessions. So you can, and they must have faced some issues in like they in the family, or they are just going very well in all of the sessions, you will simply assign an I. Or if the students face some medical issues, so in that cases you will give them an I. And but you cannot give an I to a student those have poorly attendance in classes or never appeared in the classes. So it's up to the instructors. If they are just having a conversation with the students, they want to give them an I, they can give them an I. But I is like an incomplete, and it's just visible on their transcript, but it gives some certain timeline to complete the remaining work. Then we have a class attendance. All of the university students are always expected and are always, it's mandatory for all of them to take the classes and the labs in which the courses they are registered, because if the students are just only taking the classes and they are not taking the lab sessions, and it's on the instructor sides to not allow them to take the finals. And then we have a university minimum acceptance of attendance, which is a 67% that is normally recommended by the university. But different individual instructors, they have different in their outlines, they have some of the margins of 10% class attendance, 20% class attendance. So it's in on the instructor sides to check and make the changes on their outline. So it's on the instructor sides to uh, have the attendance equal. Then it's totally the dependence on the instructor sides to make whatever the changes they need to have on the outlines of the instructors. When we have exams, when we see that when grading is open, they are allowed to use or enter the grade. So whenever you are just seeing the grade is open, exams are just on the go, you can give them an option of interim or a final. Interim are just like the mid of the all of the final grade, but we always recommended, we always instructed our faculties to please always choose the final grades to enter the class grades or an individual. Suppose some of the students, they have some opportunities, they want some they are seeking some job requirements, they are having some other issues, so it's on the instructor side, so they can simply award and assign a grade of a individual student whenever the grading is open. So it's always recommended, please select final, because whenever if you are going to select interim or just publish the grades, that will be reflected on the transcripts and it will be counted. But we always recommended that try to select the final always, because it gives an option of interim as well. So normally our faculty, most of the times our new faculty members, that they are just thinking they have entered the interim grade, but they are not sure, they are not aware that the final grades will be uploaded on their final transcript. So then they can actually, if they have like done that, they can contact to academics and we will change them manually. Here is an example of a class faculty list. Whenever you log in into your Empower, you will see the class rosters, the class attendance, and the grading roster. So I'll show you the demonstration afterwards, but these are some of the pictures, some snaps that I have just have for you, just to let you know that you always have to select some final and then select the grades. Or if you are able to enter the grades of an individual, you want to give assign the students the grade ahead, you can give them a single grade to them. Then we have a grade change request. So similarly, if you feel that the grade was entered incorrectly on the Empower, you can change them using the grade change tab, which is actually available on your Empower. Previously, we were using the grade change form, and that was actually an active for all of our faculty. So after before the start of the COVID, we just moved into the online mode, which is a grade change request, and you can actually request using that, and so there is no hassle afterwards, so you will change then after if you feel that the grade is entered incorrectly. Then we have another example, which is an individual student grade. So if you think that you want to enter the grade of an individual student by entering his roll number as well, first of all, whenever you are just logging into your Empower, you have to just select the university that obviously you are from the university side, and if you are just from the college side or from any other, you can select them accordingly. But here is an example, another one of individual student, that you can change the grade by selecting the section, the correct section, the course the student enrolled in, and the course as well, and the term, which is the term that you want to change. And there is a field that gives you grade type final or midterm. So you have to select the final, which is the final one, because you want to change and you want that impact to be changes on the final. So you can enter in this specified field the name as well and the roll number. if you enter the roll number of a student and click on the get list, you will see this type of a message or changeable thing. You can change the, if the grade has entered incorrectly, you can change it by selecting on the proposed grade. There are grades from A to F. You can change them accordingly, and then always please make sure that you have to enter the reason, because without the reason we are not keeping up a track of the students how the change has been made. So we always recommend, we always instruct our faculty to please enter the reason, because that will reflect the final change, and that will give us like how the change has been impacted on the transcript. Here is a grade change request. If you have, and if you want to enter the grades of all the class lists, and if you think that all the class grades have entered incorrectly on the Empower, and you can see you have some by default sometimes you clicked on due to the internet connectivity or others some sort of issues, you mistakenly select the grades and that are just popping up on the student's transcript. So you will have an option that you can change them using the grade change request by selecting the exact section and the course and selecting the final. And for that, you just don't have to enter one by one name of a student here. Just simply click on the get list and all of the registered students list appear. So you have to change the grades one by one of all of them and submit the request button. Once you click on that, and that will come directly to the representative of the person who is going to check. And here is an incomplete grade. The incomplete grades only shows that you have just given a student a chance to improve the rest of the materials or the contents that you have provided. Although some of the students are just very good in the classes, they have been doing exceptionally well, and you think that he is facing just some emergency in his or her control, you can just give them an I just to give some sort of a time to complete the remaining coursework. So I grade is just simply for those. Then there is a timeline actually for the I grade that you can give them. If the I grade is being given to the students, you have given them 6 weeks. You tell them that you have the 6 weeks timeline to complete or wrap up the work to earn the grade. If the student is unable to submit anything or unable to perform anything in the given timeline, in the given time frame, then there is an option for you as well that you can change the grades from I to F. Although if the student is unable to submit anything, then we will do that later on manually from our systems. And that is from my side. So thank you very much for today. If you have any questions, you can just ask me. And there is one more thing right now. Just moving on to my another thing. This is just give me a minute. So here is another an example that is just I'm going to show you how will you once you enter like you are just a new faculty person, you are don't know like how to use the Empower credentials or how to use them. Then once you just go hired, you will receive some information from the IT as well, from the HR, and you have to simply log into the Empower. Once you log into your Empower, here is a dummy example of our instructors. So I'll show you so how you can change them, or if you think that you want to make some changes. Whenever you are logging into Empower, the system will give you an option that please select your institution. So if you select the university section, then you have to select if you're from the university. If you are from intermediate side, some of the faculty are from the intermediate because they have been like teaching some courses of the university. And from pharmacy, if you're from the pharmacy department, you need to make sure that you have to select the pharmacy. And if you are teaching the professional studies students, then you have to select the school which is the professional studies. So right now we are looking for university section. Once you click on it, the system will just take you to the university site, and these are the student records, and you'll see different tabs over there: seat exceptions and teachers evaluations and grade change, Moodle, and the password. Here is an example. The system by default will take you to the term which is a pharmacy term, because here is an example that this instructor is not from the pharmacy, so we have to change it. Whenever you think that you just see this message, you have to change it by clicking on the term. Suppose we have different terms. The person is from the university side, not from the pharmacy. You have to click on this one, which is a 2023 fall. And if it is from the business department, if you are from any other department, you have to select them as well. And the course that you want to grade the student, select on the courses. Suppose there is one course is a 3-to-1 financial management, and the sections, they may be 2, 3, 4 sections, so you have to select the sections one by one. So simply I can select one section, which is D, and there is no need for that of an application here. There is no need of that for you to select. If you select it, it doesn't impact at all. You have to click on return to previous page, and that will show that this person is going to grade the class of this semester. The department is here, and the course is here, and the section is here. And so if you're about to enter the grades, you have to click on student records. Then here is the grades and attendance. Always try to click on a faculty class list or grading, which suits you best. You can click on grading. That will simply take you to the list, the enrolled students who those have taken the courses. Right now, the grading is closed for fall 2023, because we are just showing you how you would do that in fall when you have the time to enter the grade. So here is the name, and the section appears as well, and there are total number of students for you to grade. And there is an option of interim or final, and you have to always select an option of a final, because right now it's closed. When grading open, in Power shows you the final option, so you have to select on the final. So what if we select the midterm? What happens once we select on the midterm? Suppose it will actually gives you the expected or the proposed grades to of the students. But if you can see their number of like from A to NS grade. So if you select any of those and then click on the submit, and that will shows on the student transcript as a final. But always please make sure try to change it. And if you think that you have selected incorrectly, because whenever and we have seen a lot of requests from the faculty that whenever the grading timeline is over, most of the faculties are unable to grade the classes. So in order to save the time, they just select the midterm and like they graded the classes, and that final shows on their transcripts. So always contact the person who is actually helping you in that to make the recommended change. So this is one thing that when you are about to uh, enter the grades, always make sure. So please, you have to select the finals. And then we have another one, which is a grade change request. How you can make the request, because these are another repeatedly asked questions from the faculty, that they have mistakenly entered the grades on the Empower, and they want to change it now. And because the students are always in a hurry that they want to have their updated grades, the term will be there by default. And the courses, you have to select the courses support these business 3-to-1 financials management, then this section. And if any of those sections you want the grade entered incorrectly to the respective students, you have to select them and click on the final, the grade type, and select and enter the name or type the student roll number there, or click on the get list. Right now it's not like showing you anything, because the grading isn't done yet. It's been not open yet, and it's just like an overview, like how would you do once you have entered the grade on the Empower. So far this is from my side from today's session. So if you have any questions, you may please ask.
Thank you so much, Irfan sir. Do we have any questions? You can raise your hand as well, and you can type them in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll just quickly launch the polling for this session as well, and you are requested to please respond to that. We have a question, Miss Aksa. I am unmuting you.
Assalamu alaikum. Sir, I have a question. When I change the settings in the front filter, box, I have to change it every time when I logged in because it changed to the default one, and I have to select the faculty class list every time. Is there any solution that we can make it like constant?
I think, ma'am, you have to just make the changes every time because then Power keeps on updating every time. But by default, they have just the setting that is a pharmacy. But whenever you're about to make any changes, you have to select again and again.
So there is no way that we can go for the faculty class list directly. We have to select the year every time.
In that case, we can check with the IT because we haven't had seen this sort of an issue. But like you were just saying, you have just an issue with that. I'll tell them and ask them and what the solution for that. I don't think so they can have this because
Sorry,
numerous
I
times.
don't think so.
Can you hear me? Can you? Yes. Okay.
Uh,
We will take up this with the IT and we will let them know that
Because
you are
it's
the one
a
you are
bit
having this
annoying
sort
that
of an
every
issue and
time we
you're.
have to select the term with before attendance, we have to go for like the selection of the term every time we like logged in for a class, na?
Yeah, I get
And there
that,
is
ma'am.
another question. I just want
Mhm.
to know that is there any like a setting from where I can get the percentage of the attendance?
No, ma'am, you have to just make an actual sheet for that, and you have to do that percentage or everything manually because you have an option of an attendance on Empower. You can do that, the attendance thing, but for the calculation of the grades, you have to do that manually on like an actual sheet or the formulas. You have
I
to
have one suggestion. Like whenever
Mhm.
we are using the like as we are like almost it's been 1 year and that I'm using this software.
Mhm.
I feel that
Mhm.
there are some changes like we need them. First of all, that we need the percentage by default calculated by like the software on the attendance sheet, so that students will come to know that
Mhm.
how much how what is the percentage of their attendance, because we have to give them the
Mhm.
academic alerts before the mids
Yes.
or after the mids, so we have to mention their percentages. So as
Mhm.
we are using the software, so I think that software को हमारे लिए इतना तो convenient होना चाहिए that we will have the percentages by default, and like regardless we have to download the Excel sheets and then we have to individually calculate the percentages and then we have to mention those percentages to every student.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of online softwares which provide the online like percentages of the attendance by like default, and students can assess that percentage as well at the time like they need. And the other thing is that while grading, there is a like time slot that we can upload the grades in that specific time slot, and there is
Yes.
no limit of the change of the grade point now. And there are a lot of
Mhm.
students who came to me after like 2 to 3 months and they're like, we need to change our grade, and they give us the references that that teacher changed our grade at this point, and we say that the semester is over and your transcript is
Yes.
already like on your way. How can we change the grade? So I think so that there must be a limit of the एंडिंग पॉइंट की जी इसके बाद ग्रेड चेंज नहीं होगा.
Yes, there is a limit actually, ma'am. For an I actually, there is a 6 weeks, and for all of the grades, that's an 8 weeks, total 8 weeks. You have to like inform the instructor or students that you can come up with any like of the query they have, like if the grade entered incorrectly, they can come up with to you that you
Oh,
have 2 weeks basically for the incomplete one that you have to give them 6 weeks, and then
okay,
you have 2 weeks for yourself that you have to evaluate the grade and then send to us. And for the other
okay.
thing, for the other question, because when we have an exams, we always like open the grading on the same day of the exam take place, and then it will remain open on the 10th of following the end of the exams. So afterwards, we have 8 weeks, total 8 weeks for the instructors to change the grades.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to give one suggestion that we have to like calculate the percentages.
Yes,
Like
I can.
software have to calculate the percentages.
Yes, we will definitely take this up within IT to work on it and let us know how we can help our faculty more and more on calculation of percentages and all other the things that are needed for the faculty. Yes, we will definitely do on
Oh,
that. I'll, I'll,
thank you
I'll
so
note it
much.
down, and we will let you know that.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Next we have Dr. Ahmed Mahmood Qureshi, how the CGPA is impacted when a student improves his or her grades.
Okay. The CGPA is let's suppose there are the student is enrolled in 5 courses, and if one course grade is going to be changed, like suppose it's for example it's a C, and then it changes to one higher one, which is let's suppose B, and that will impact it on the GPA and overall resulted in the CGPA. So as like we have always considered our final CGPA, but it actually once the grade change take place, and that actually impacted on the semester change of the GPA basically of the student. Yes.
Next we have Dr. Meer. She's asking that interim grade. Can you please explain that option again?
Okay, the interim grade is like you can say a midterm grade basically, because whenever if you because right now at this moment we do not have grading open because the semester is in the third week. So currently we are dealing with some students of withdrawal. So you will be having in case like you receive a request from a student, you will see a student is going to withdraw. But for the interim thing, that if you are going to select an interim and then final whatever the grade is, suppose it's like you have selected any B grade or a B plus grade, or select and submit it, that will pop up on the student's final transcript. So it's recommended, do not select the interim, always go with the final option, because when you're going to select the final, and that will be the final one on the student's transcript.
Next we have how can we upload attendance? Ms. Sana Shahid is asking this.
I'll show you a demonstration of attendance right now. Just give me a second. You can simply move on to the student records again, then go with the faculty classes or grading which suits you. Then here is a class roster, a grading thing. A class roster is like you can see the list of the students, those of the students who are enrolled in your classes, even that you can call them, email them, whatever you want to inform. And then we have a grading thing, the simply one that I have just explained, and then the attendance thing. So if you go with an attendance, suppose you want to upload the attendance of the students. You took the attendance, and the date is supposed by default is the 12th of September. If you want to change to any other date, suppose today we have a 20th, this person is not, the instructor is not actually having the class on today. So if like we will want to see the previous one, the 19th, it will be updated, and you can like if the person, this one, Muhammad Abdullah, is like he was present yesterday, you can simply click on present and then save it. If you click on save, it will show as a save. And right now we are having some error from the IT side, but if you select like present and save, that will give you like the person is like present in your class. Yes. I hope that will clear your query regarding attendance.
Moving on, next we have Sir Kashif, that can we sync Moodle gradebook to empower for final grades uploading? Dr. Mir has replied that yes, if I grade assignments on Moodle, will the C points be automatically counted towards the final grade, or I have to upload the grade separately on Moodle?
I think on the Moodle, because I am not actually going to use the Moodle thing, and I guess Miss Sabha is, I guess she's in our session today. She had already given the session the day before. But I guess that if you're going to make any changes on Moodle, that will reflect it on the final grade.
Ms. Sabha, would you like to comment? I've unmuted you.
Yes, we'll be. Thank you, Mr. Irfan, for the session. And yes, we can import the gradebook to Moodle as well. We have just discovered that, and we'll be telling the faculty in the Moodle gradebook session. And I think our next session will be on Moodle gradebook.
Yes, we are conducting a session on Moodle gradebook in the next month in October. I don't think so. We have any other questions. We had something related to, can you explain the class roster? I think so. We did that. Mr. Irfan, can you please explain that again?
Yes, I can show again that if you want to see the class roster, you want to make any changes, go here. This person is like teaching 4 courses. If you want to see this one, return to previous page, and that will show you here as a current filter settings. Go to student records, faculty class list. Here is a list of the students that are enrolled basically. You want to see again which one is F1. Here is the class roster. This is a class roster, the number of students that are actually enrolled in F section. So class roster is basically like an help for you that how many students and number of students by name who are taking your classes, or you can even like have their contact details and their emails as well, just to pass or send an message or anything important that is being discussed in the classes, or even that you can do that on Moodle too.
Thank you so much, Mr. Irfan. I think so. We don't have any other comments or questions. So we wrap up the session. Thank you so much to the audience as well and to the expert.